Martin Cole guilty of 25 counts of embezzlement.
That is an absolute lie.
Those criminals framed me for something I didn't do. And I'll pay them back for every single day of those 3 long years. They say this place is like a college. But I want to go to school.
So you want to know about burglar alarms, huh?
You never know when precision acrobatics will come in handy.
And any lock can be picked if you got the right tools and the right touch.
You mean we're gonna bug the federal building?
There's a whole level of crime operating above the law. We're gonna help put an end to it.
The evidence, it's incredible. We can prove to that federal task force without a doubt that Connie has embezzled $10 million right out of our pension fund. You and Mike still got the guts to go through with this? Okay, then be at my house at 6 in the morning. We'll all drive into New York together.
Credit card call, Las Vegas.
I appreciate what you guys are doing. I know you both have more to lose than I do.
That's where you're wrong, Jerry. Hey, the people we're taking on, they'll strip your vice presidency from you for doing what we're gonna do. They'll take away your head.
Come on, we're talking about real life now, Carl. Mike, you don't believe that?
Of course he does.
But then why are you going along with me? I mean, you both have nice, cushy jobs. You're not the ones who'll lose your pensions on some technicality like all those others every year.
Grew up in the union, Jerry, from the bottom. I've seen friends of mine get to be 60, they're cut off, they're broke. Because guys like Connie made illegal loans to businesses that somehow went sour or just didn't show up on the books. I've been waiting 30 years for this, Jerry, 30 years.
This time we're gonna nail him.
Okay, pull up beside him. Nobody could have gotten out of that alive.
Janice, don't ask any questions. Now, don't take anything with you. Just run out the back door, climb over the fence, cut through to the drugstore, and catch a taxi to the airport.
Jerry, I'm not even dressed. I can't climb that fence.
Janice, don't argue with me. They just killed Carl and Mike.
Oh.
We're gonna be fine. Just drop me off. You get this briefcase delivered. I'll handle the Lombardis.
Oh, my Lord, where are you? I mean, are you all right?
Don't try to find me, Mr. Woods. I'm out of the Good Samaritan business. I just got my 2 closest friends in all the world killed, and who knows how long my wife and I have.
That's the whole point, Mr. Lombardi. You need help. You need protection. Try and get a trace on this. Sounds like an airport, but who knows which one.
There is no protection from these kinds of people. They're above the law. You government guys, you work from 9 to 5. These people, they never sleep. I gotta go now.
Well, Jerry, wait, please.
TGA announces the departure of Flight 457, stellar service to Miami and Houston. Flight 457...
I got as much as I could, but our credit cards are already pretty full. You know how
Honey,
expensive these stores are.
It's gonna be just fine. Please don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry, Jerry. I'm just scared.
So am I. But we'll be out of here in a few minutes, and who knows, maybe we'll find something. A new life, another home, that's just fine.
You sound very convincing.
That's because everything is gonna be okay before you know it. We are gonna be on a plane and out of here. Thank you very much.
Mr. Jameson, white courtesy phone. Mr. Jameson, white courtesy phone, please.
Credit card call, please. Las Vegas, Nevada.
Sorry, not enough time to get a trace.
Oh, great. And then it's hopeless. He could have been at any of the 3 airports. Newark, Kennedy, or LaGuardia.
Well, he's a fool to try to outrun them.
Is he? The evidence is gone. We'd literally have to put him in solitary indefinitely to protect him and his wife.
Do we have enough to get a court order?
To examine the books of one of the toughest unions in the country? On what? An unsubstantiated accusation their lawyers could bounce it around for days, maybe even weeks. By that time, the money could be back.
What do we have?
Not very much. That $10 million is allegedly missing from that pension fund and will undoubtedly be put back before the scheduled audit next month.
$10 million?
Illegally invested in a Las Vegas casino. You have any idea how fast they could raise the cash if they were pressed?
Why don't we try to get that audit pushed up? If they got nothing to hide, they shouldn't object. At least we can put some heat on them. Maybe they'll make a mistake.
All right. It's worth a try, pal. I'm with you. What do we have? Not very much. The $10 million is allegedly missing from that pension fund and will undoubtedly be put back before the scheduled audit next month.
$10 million?
Illegally invested in a Las Vegas casino.
You know, it's daylight outside, Jack. All day. You're not a vampire. Little sun's not gonna hurt you.
Lombardi's running for his life.
You still brooding over that? Jack, taking on a crooked union leader, that's one thing. Taking on the mob, that's another thing. But to take on both, that's called suicide.
There's an audit in 3 weeks. Connie will have to get that $10 million back in the fund before then.
Well, maybe Arthur can get that audit on Conti stepped up.
That's where Arthur was right. A casino can generate cash fast, even $10 million. Then the money would be back in the pension fund before an auditor could even walk through the front door. Unless...
Unless what?
Unless we could choke off that money at the source.
At the... Come on, Jack. A casino can't lose.
But a player can get lucky.
You're telling me that one player could take a casino for $10 million?
Why not? 3, Hector. 1 for every year I spent in prison.
Hey, man, take it easy. Do you have to drive so fast?
I'm sorry. Gets my adrenaline up. Puts my mind in another state.
You bet. At this rate, we'll be in Pennsylvania inside of an hour.
No, not that kind of a state. Alpha state. It's good creative thinking. For instance, what is the best way to mark cards?
Forget it. Every way under the sun's been tried, and there isn't a trick in the book those boys in Vegas wouldn't pick up in a second.
I wonder.
It's a good way to have your legs broken if you don't get away with it, and your neck if you do.
We aren't going to get caught. Who's the best electronics man we can get to?
By get to, you mean a crook, huh?
Well, it's got to be somebody way up there. State-of-the-art microcircuitry, space-age stuff.
There was a guy named Sanchez in the joint. Everyone admired him. I mean, where he came from, a ghetto was considered living high. He was in on a snatch and grab charge. Started taking correspondence courses. By the time he got out, he had offers from 3 of those big Buck Rogers space companies.
That's our man.
For what? What's Space Patrol got to do with marking cards?
You're gonna love it, Hector, when I tell you.
Hector, come on. what you're asking me to do is patently illegal.
It could be, if abused.
And all I have is your word that you're going to use this to subvert criminals?
His word and mine.
Oh, Hector. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, even if I wanted to, we have a deadline to deliver on a NASA project.
Do we? I hesitate to remind you who it was helped hustle left-wing soda pop in and out of the joint to help pay for your education. That warden is still trying to figure out why those animals in solitary suddenly became so friendly.
Those guys were always so smashed. 3 of them were released early for model behavior. What is it you want me to do?
I figure every visual device in the world for marking cards has been tried. I think I found a fresh twist. I want the cards to talk to me.
What you see here is a printed circuit from a weather satellite. It's capable of monitoring a half-a-dozen circuits and sending them back to Earth. What you see there is printed on this.
De veras, you mean all of that
And a lot more, yeah. It's called a chip. It takes the place of what previously would have occupied all the space in this room.
What about what I want? Just a simple transmitter.
So easy you could do it with 1/100 the space of this chip.
And it could be painted or printed on each playing card?
In theory, but you can't simply stick it on a card. You want to apply it in a manner where it would both hide it and make it adhere.
How about during the actual printing of the cards?
It's possible, but how are you going to do that? I understand that's a very tight security operation.
That's our problem. Coming up with all 52 dies, that's yours.
Mr. Franks, it's Sanford calling long distance from San Diego.
What do you got?
Lombardi and his wife just landed in San Diego.
Handle it. But let's try not to be quite so untidy this time.
Harry. Hector Ramirez.
Yeah, I know.
This is...
Park Avenue Kid. You were going in when I was coming out. Hector took good care of you, huh?
I never would have gotten through there without him.
What do you want?
Harry.
Oh, come on, Hector. A guy like him isn't coming to a joint like this unless he wants something.
You've got something, Harry. Something very special.
Yeah, I know. But whatever it is just happens to slip my mind for the moment.
You're one of the best counterfeiters in the country.
Engraver. I was an engraver. But that's all over now. Everybody in the business has gone photocopy happy. They don't make plates anymore. That's a lost art.
Harry, how would you like to come out of retirement? Do a very special job. A job that only you could do.
I imagine if it was legal, you'd go to a government printing office.
Well, it's not that it's illegal. It's just a little out of the ordinary.
I'm listening.
Marked playing cards.
I'll stop you right there. It's impossible to mark those cards so they're not detectable. Why, the casinos can spot those marks before they even break the seals.
Not the way you're going to do it.
They look at the backs of those cards so...
You're not going to mark the backs.
I'm not?
You're going to mark the front of all 52 cards. And the die is going to be cast around the heart, the diamond, the spade, and the club.
If I mark the fronts, how are you going to see it?
I don't need to. The cards are going to talk to me.
Things sure have changed since I was in the business.
Listen, can you make some plates? Like the plates that made these.
You're going to rip off the Diamond Hotel?
No, only for about 10 million.
Hector, you didn't do as good a job as you thought you did on him in prison. He came out crazy.
We'll be in touch.
Now what?
Now you're going to get out to that card printing plant.
And you?
I think it's time I met Mr. Conti.
What?
I'm worried about Lombardi and his wife.
Vince, I trust you've read the papers.
Read them. It's front page. I got reporters all over this place asking about the massacre.
Well, I'd deny having anything to do with it if I were you.
Paul, I didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, I had no idea that it would be anything like this.
Vince, how old are you?
41. What has that got to do with anything?
Do you know how old you'd be when you got out of jail for doing what you've done?
You might as well be dead. So be grateful we protected you.
Protected? A federal task force has asked for an audit of our books.
It has. When?
I don't know. We're not scheduled until next month, but if they get the right judge, it could be a matter of days.
Vince, we like you. Now, we want to keep it clean.
Don't worry, the money will be there when you need it.
Okay. What about,
Jerry Lombardi?
Yeah.
He landed in San Diego about an hour ago.
So what are you gonna do?
What do you think?
Well, let me put it this way. What would you like me to do?
Look, he's obviously already told his story to this task force. So it's just his word against mine, so long as we get the money back.
Vince, you're new at this. Let me handle Lombardi. This time it'll be nice and neat.
Just relax. You're in good hands.
What a warrior.
Sir, there's a gentleman to see you from New York City.
Mary, I told you I don't want to see any more reporters.
He's not a reporter, sir. He says he works for the Special Federal Task Force. Sir, did you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Nice of you to see me, Mr. Conde. I won't take up much of your time. You have seen this, I presume?
Yeah. We're all extremely bereaved.
You, of all people, should be. They have you in one tight little corner, haven't they? But they are pros.
Now look, I resent you and your task force and their accusations. And when this audit is completed and we've dispelled all these rumors about missing funds, I intend to file suit against every one of you.
Please, I'm on your side.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure of that.
Well, it's certainly not your side of the law. But in our office pool, I clearly have taken the position that all the money will be back in time for the audit.
Now, listen, I have heard just about enough of this.
How else can Paul Franks end up with your share of the casino?
I beg your pardon?
Transparent frame, isn't it? I'm sure you saw through it right away. How did they explain the third witness conveniently getting away?
Conveniently?
Well, it is a bit much for them to expect us to believe that these professional hit boys couldn't have taken them all out if they'd intended to.
What do I know about hit men?
Vince, let's cut through it. I am here on a waste of time mission. I'm here to offer you a chance to come forward and plead guilty of embezzling $10 million.
Oh, sure. What do you want me to sign?
Well, we didn't really expect you to accept. But when Franks shows up with his key witness, and they all swear that you had your two senior vice presidents killed over some union power play, it's going to be too late. You're going to fry.
Now, look, I'm a hard-working union executive. So I don't know how you guys figure that I could be framed for anything.
Well, if that's true, I feel very sorry for you. Because word has it out on the street that you embezzled $10 million for a substantial interest in a casino. Look, I don't want to waste any more of your time. I have done my job. Needless to say, if you change your mind, well, give us a call. If I don't hear from you before, I'll see you at the audit. Good day.
I'll tell you how crazy you are. I don't even know any Paul Franks. I want to talk to Paul Franks. Fast.
Yeah, sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just talked to him. All right, put him on.
Hey, Paul.
Hello, Vince.
That federal task force was just here.
Yeah, so?
So? They say there's some crazy stories floating around.
Vince, they're obviously trying to rattle you. They know we'll have that money back before the audit.
Yeah, that's what they said. They're betting I'll have the money back.
Good. So now why don't you tell them to call off the audit and they'll save the taxpayers their money?
Yeah, but they also seem to think that you kept Jerry Lombardi alive deliberately.
Now, why would I do that?
So that he could come forward and say that I ordered him and my two vice presidents killed over some union power play.
Oh, Vince, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. I mean, those feds are obviously desperate. I mean, you're not taking him seriously, are you?
No, of course not. You are having Jerry Lombardi taken care of, aren't you?
Vince, you are taking this seriously, aren't you? I mean, a minute ago, you just told me to keep him alive.
I've decided you're right. I don't think we should have any loose ends.
Smart man. Relax. I have work to do, okay?
Paul, one more thing. I think I'll fly out. That's okay, isn't it?
Well, sure. I mean, you've had a standing invitation for weeks. On the other hand...
What's wrong?
Well, I mean, this federal task force, I mean, they're obviously watching you, and now that this is out in the open, I mean, it might not be smart to show up here, you know what I mean?
Oh, with Paul, with Jerry Lombardi dead and the money back in the safes, it's not a thing they can do, right?
Yeah, well, whatever you say, Vince. I'll have the red carpet rolled out.
We're having a good day. A couple of high rollers from Houston are dropping 10 grand a shot.
What?
10 grand a shot.
How soon is Sanford moving on Lombardi?
Could be happening any time now. Why?
I want it stopped now.
You what?
Think of it as insurance. There may be one partner too many.
Yeah? Who?
Vince Conni's coming apart at the seams. I always knew he was a steamer. He's on his way in now.
He's coming here now?
Yeah, he's coming here now. He gave me a crazy idea that may not be such a crazy idea. We could end up with our shares in the casino, plus Conti's. Get Sanford fast.
How long can we go on hiding out like animals? You've got to go to somewhere.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lombardi. Mrs. Lombardi. Mr. Conti's been terribly worried about you. We've been looking for you all afternoon.
Now that you found us, what are you going to do with us?
Just relax. This is Sanford. Put him on. Are you crazy calling me at a time like this? What are you talking about? One more second, they would have been... What do you mean, sit on them? I guess he's the boss. Congratulations. The hit's off. We're going on a little trip.
Friday. That's tomorrow.
That's right. They printed the cards for the Diamond Hotel yesterday. Today, they'll be drying. Tomorrow, they'll be cut, packed, and shipped for the weekend, you know?
Then we'll just have to get in there tonight. I just hope your contacts haven't let us down.
They're as reliable as I am. Let's check them out.
I don't know who does your printing, but he is excellent.
Actually, you do know him. He was on Cell Block 12's chess team, Harry Gallagher.
Aren't you sorry you asked?
Yes. Actually, this appears to be an ordinary playing card from the Diamond Hotel. Now, as we zero in on this area, 5 times magnification, 10 times magnification, 100 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times magnification. Not until we magnify the card 10,000-fold do we begin to see what is printed inside the tiny symbol. The chip on each of these cards will transmit a computerized voice that will tell you the suit and number of the card, over and over. When you look at the back of a 3 of clubs, you'll hear the voice say 3 of clubs.
You make it sound like a dime store trick. I know better. You've really come through.
Well, we're not finished yet. In order to read a signal, you have to have a receiver. And I have several choices for you. Now, I presume that a hearing aid was a little obvious. So, either we can place one of these well inside your ear. That can be a little uncomfortable if you have a cold or if you get bumped on the head. Or we can place one of these receivers on a cap of your tooth, because there is a connection between the mouth and the ear through the eustachian tube.
Yeah, but every time I open my mouth, I'm liable to be broadcasting.
With reverb jet, you'll sound like a yodeler.
Okay, in the ear it is. What about an antenna? I mean, how can I be selective about what card I read?
They look ordinary, huh? Ordinary enough. Actually, they're directional antennae. Wherever you look with these, they will point their precise probes. You can use the glasses or the contact lenses, your choice. But neither will work without the receiver in the ear.
How about if I use both as precaution?
Reception will be so good you'll get every rock station in town. Now let me ask you guys a question.
Sure, it seems fair.
Why are you doing this? You get caught, you're dead.
It's personal. Now, shall we give this a try?
Okay.
Is this right?
That's it. Now just scan the card. The rest is automatic.
It's not working. They'll be cut, packed, and sealed, and sent there freight to Vegas.
That's right, Hector. But not these cards. Our cards. Well, let's get started.
The security guards make rounds of the buildings every hour, okay?
And we'll just have to hurry. Come on, get us a dolly.
Oh, you've been a while, huh?
Big load tonight. Lot of garbage. Best to get rid of it all, you know what I mean? But someone has to do it. After a while, you get to enjoy it, you know? I mean, you get to learn a lot about people from what they throw away.
Well, I'll be seeing you. I have to check the buildings.
Oh, well, haven't seen a soul.
Hey, friend, you waiting for something? I thought you were through.
You luck too far.
Let's go to Vegas.
Welcome home, partner. Welcome home.
It's hard to think of this place as home.
You own a piece of paradise, a piece of the pot of gold. We did it, you and me, together.
Yeah, but how's it doing?
How's it doing? It's another 500,000. We got it all. Those auditors are going to think your books are as solid as Fort Knox.
Now that's great news. But can you make that much money in such a short time? That audit's been stepped up to Monday morning.
Don't worry about it. You let me handle the business. This is the #1 playground of the world. Just to make sure you know how to play, I got something for you. Dory! Dory, I want you to meet the main man. He's #1, numero uno, Vince Conti, Dory. Capisce?
I'm delighted to meet you, Mr. Conti.
That makes two of us.
Thank you.
Well, I see you two are going to get along just fine. Dory, why don't you show Vince where we had him take his things? Posh, Vince. Posh. get private sawdust. Jacuzzis. Yeah, but that must have cost us a fortune. What kind of rent do you have to charge to get our money back? We give them away. Sure. As long as every top roller leaves 10 or 20,000 a weekend. You're a babe in the woods, Vince. Dory.
I'll show him the ropes. Come on.
Don't spend all the egg money.
What's the matter? Connie is here. I'll have to stay out of his way.
He won't recognize you without your mustache and glasses. And anyway, I'll keep my eyes open. If he starts to get near you, I'll bite him on the leg. That should give you time enough to get away.
You can't afford to be seen, Hector. Not until I really need you. Just stay where I told you to. Meanwhile, we have bigger problems.
Naturally, what is it?
The cards. They're not using them.
What?
They're using a few of the decks down on the dollar tables on the end. That's not going to do us any good. It'll take 10 years to break the bank $1 at a time.
Yeah, but they go through 4,000 decks a day here. If they've already started on our decks, it's just a matter of time.
Time is what we don't have. I'll have to start off using a few of their decks.
Jack, we could lose.
We'll start off easy.
$25 limit.
No, $500 limit.
Mamacita, how much is our stake?
We have $10,000.
Terrific. That's 20 hands, and we're back on the street.
Look, Hector, I didn't come here to lose. Watch my flank.
Change 5,000. Insurance?
How about a new deck of cards? I don't think that one very lucky.
Do you have a new deck, please? Your wish is my command.
Keep the thought. Nothing personal. Blackjack.
Plane will be waiting for us when we get to Kennedy, courtesy of the Attorney General. How's that for first class?
We're running all the way to Nevada because this informant says something may be happening at the Diamond Hotel.
No, the man who sends us these cards is not just an informant, Buckner. I got him sized up as a power-hungry insider. As bent on toppling the hierarchy of crime as we are. He wants them out so he can move up. Well, I have no complaints. So far, everything he's told us is paid off.
We don't even know who this insider is. What if we're helping him?
I don't care if we're helping him. If it helps us get those we can't get in any other way.
Arthur, We have an audit in New Jersey on Monday. What could possibly be happening in Las Vegas that's more important?
Everything. We know the Diamond Hotel has to help Conte get $10 million back into the union coffers by 10 o'clock Monday. We won't have any other proof. It'll just be Lombardi's word against Conte if we ever find him alive. Now, ask yourself this. What if the casino, for some reason, should find itself coming up short?
They might have to pull a few fast ones.
Exactly. I mean, can you imagine catching Paul Franks cheating people to meet the deadline? The pressure would be enormous. Something would have to give. We could get the Gaming Commission to revoke their license.
Let's go to Vegas.
Seems to be my lucky night. Are you running a higher limit here?
I'm raising the limit on table 4.
Queen of spades, 5 of hearts, king of clubs.
Joker's won 35 grand in less than 2 hours.
Aces are straight. There's no grooves or abrasions on the 10s or the aces.
Ever seen him before?
He's no regular.
Think he's a counter?
He's counting the cards. He's counting with half a deck. I've had the dealer shuffle every other hand.
55,000. 55,000. He plays like a little old lady off a bus from Pasadena. He's just stuck on a 12 on one hand, and he's hitting on a 16 on the other.
You want me to call in a mechanic?
No, don't be an idiot. He's either blind lucky or he's pulling something. Either way, we're going to get the money back sooner or later.
They have Mindy standing by.
No mechanics. Gaming Commission could be out there right now. Anyway, we're a new operation. Big winner once in a while, it gives the business a good name. It'll be all over the strip. We're giving away money.
Sure. $15,000 and $20,000 a hand.
What's going on?
Oh, just some guy on a winning streak. He's won over 200,000.
Well, you don't mean dollars.
Well, they don't play with matchsticks. Oh, forget him, honey. We got ringside tickets to see Buddy.
Yeah, well, forget Buddy. I want to see my money.
Of spades, 9 of clubs. Two of diamonds. 3 of clubs. Eight of hearts.
Lucky night, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lucky weekend.
How much you figure you won here?
Oh, no. I consider it bad luck to count when I'm on the street.
I'll tell you what he's won. Over $300,000.
I thought I told you to entertain him.
Look, I tried, but he's too uptight.
Luck can't last forever. If it was me, I'd cash in.
Phone call.
Wait, do you see what's going on at that table?
Yeah, I saw you bothering a customer. Now, will you get out of here and relax and let me run the casino?
You said we needed another 500,000. That guy's already won 3.
I can handle the guy, but not with you leaning all over the guests.
I never heard of anybody winning that kind of money. How long's he been playing?
He's
Lucky, it's an unusual streak.
Well, you better do something. It sounds like he's gonna play all weekend.
I'll handle that guy. Now, will you get out of my hair for a couple hours, okay? Look, if you want, I'll go take the jacuzzi. You run the casino.
Come on. Let's go catch the act.
I don't want to bring in Mendy. He's obviously ripping us off. Nobody's that lucky.
He's reading the cards. I just saw him hit a 17.
Gotta be the glasses. Yeah, he's reading the cards.
Want him?
Yeah, I want him as soon as you can get him.
I don't know what your game is. I like a game. They got a game roulette. There's numbers from 1 to 36, 0 and 00. Some are red, some are black, some are odd, some are even. The wheel goes one way, a little white ball spins the other way. If the ball falls into the number that you bet on, they change the wheel. There's a guy come in here the other day, had a system. He watched everything that happened and he wrote it down. How many people were playing, how many were male, how many were female.
Hey.
What numbers were being played, consistency.
How you doing?
They came up, the exact time they were being played. How many minutes it took between plays. We're
gonna have a lot of fun.
This is as much fun as I have.
Then he worked the system. He said, stick 'em up. The only winner we ever had.
Welcome to Nevada.
Thank you, Giles. You know Buckner, don't you?
You bet. What I want to know is how you knew things were smoking out here.
I have this little bird that sings to me.
Well, he's clairvoyant. You better hang on to him.
Good. That's just what I wanted to hear. Are Franks and his hoodlums pulling some stunts? Something we can prove?
Nope. They're getting cleaned out. What? I've never seen anything like it. Some playboy comes drifting up to the high-stakes 21 table and begins vacuuming in all the house's money. You gotta see it. I mean, the entire strip's here watching.
I want to see this.
Oh, thank you very much. I hate a messy table.
Jack.
Arthur, you're the last person I expected to see in Vegas. What is this, business, pleasure, or is it some deep, dark secret?
Jack, we have to talk.
Arthur, I happen to be in the middle of one of the hottest winning streaks since Nick the Greek hit town.
Jack, that may not be so lucky. Really, we have to talk.
Well, maybe you're right. I could use a break. Here. Buy you and the other girls something. They've all been terrific. I'm gonna take a little recess. Can you take care of all this? Excuse me. Arthur, you did me a favor. Beginning to see double out there.
Jack, there must be a fortune on that table.
$350,000?
I'm doing you a bigger favor than you know. I may be saving your life.
Come on, Arthur. Saving my life? Let's not be melodramatic. They like winners, occasionally.
Jack, there are things going on here you couldn't possibly know about. Reasons why this particular casino cannot afford to have a bad weekend.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's their problem, isn't it?
No, they could make it your problem. Now I want you to cash in your chips and let me have you escorted right out to McCarran Field with a couple of my men. That's an order.
Arthur, you really believe all those stories about broken legs and getting leaned on if you take the house?
No. 99% of the houses are legit. The Gaming Commission sees to that. But this particular operation is in trouble if they don't come up with big bucks by Monday. I mean, you don't corner a rattlesnake, Jack. It's deadly.
I see what you mean. I don't want anything to happen to me.
Good thinking. Now, I'll have my men meet you at the cashier's cage.
Arthur, listen, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Psst. Hector, come on out. Safe.
It's safe, huh? Huh. That's terrific. I mean, sure, yeah, we're really safe. I mean, here we are, ripping a casino off for millions of dollars when the place is crawling with feds, killers, gaming commission people. I mean, we can only lose 3 ways.
But we're going to win. 350,000 so far.
But that's not enough. And Arthur now is ordering you out.
Look, the truth is, we don't have to win back the full 10 million, just enough to put an embarrassing hole in their books in Jersey.
Terrific. Then we can go home now.
No. I have to see how we're doing. How much they cover and...
No, you're not gonna try to
bug their bank. There's no choice. Otherwise, how do we know when it's safe to quit?
Ay, mamacita. The place is like a fort, and he's gonna break in. It'll be a massacre.
Sorry, watch where you're stepping, Jobo. Now look what you've done. Are these yours, mister? I'm sure sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It couldn't be helped, I guess.
I hope it doesn't affect your game. I couldn't help admiring your style out there tonight. You sure are lucky.
Yeah, it has been that kind of a night, hasn't it?
I hope you're planning to play some more.
Oh?
Well, a guy on a streak like yours wouldn't want to walk out too soon.
Well, who knows? Maybe a lucky streak is over.
No, it's not over. I got a real good feeling about it. They're gonna keep right on playing.
Well, I appreciate your interest.
You can use the glasses or the contact lenses, your choice.
I told Jack Cole to meet you.
He headed right back to the high-limit blackjack table. He's winning again.
That fool, that complete. Am I gonna have to go through life playing nursemaid to that hapless playboy? Come on. I thought I told you to leave.
There. Well, some nice gentleman asked me to stay.
Are you saying you were threatened?
No. Encouraged to play.
I can't act on that. Look, we'll be here. When you want to leave, make your move. When they try to stop you, I'll be there to nail them.
Oh, to tell you the truth, Arthur, I am kind of tired. I'd like to quit now.
Good. We'll be standing by.
If you'll cash me in, I'm gonna call it a night. I think you'll find this $500,000 and a few chips. Here, spread these around to some of the girls. Excuse me.
Here you go. Here you go, You going someplace?
Yeah, to see Mr. Franks.
Oh, he's a hard man to see without an appointment.
But I don't think he'd like those federal agents over there with his customers. They're right over there.
Nothing. Not a thing. 20 years, I've never seen anything like it. It's a scam. How's he doing it?
Franks, it's all coming apart. That guy just cashed in for $500,000.
Look, Vince, I'm only going to tell you one more time. Butt out. I run things on this end, and I can handle that joker one way or another.
I think you want to talk to this guy, Mr. Franks. He says there's some kind of federal task force out here harassing him at a table.
Well, that's it. The task force is here.
Hide that lens.
The roof is falling in on us.
Vince, no one's going to take this place away from me. I worked the pits for other people for 20 years. This is my palace, my dream. And on Monday morning, a year from now, it's still going to be mine. Sit down. Well, you're the luckiest guy in town, I hear. Paul Franks.
Cole. Jack Cole. I just don't like the implication that winners aren't welcome.
Winners aren't welcome. Winners are great for business. Guy like you on a winning streak brings people pouring in from all over the country.
Well, as long as those federal agents aren't implying that my streak isn't just luck.
Federal agents? What are you talking about?
Woods, I think he said his name was. That's him. Can you get a closer shot?
So that guy's a federal agent, huh?
He actually suggested that my kind wasn't appreciated. You're in Las Vegas.
Mr. Cole, I'd be personally insulted if you took your play anyplace else.
Well, thank you very much, but what about the federal agents?
I'll have a word with Mr. Woods. I'll tell him to stop bothering my customers. Meantime,
I'd like you to consider yourself my personal guest for the entire weekend. See that Mr. Cole gets the royal suite. How's that sound?
Sounds real hospitable. Thank you, Mr. Franks. I'm glad we got to meet.
It's a pleasure, believe me.
I got the royal suite.
Not anymore. I want a check run on this guy. Everything from his fingerprints to his underwear. We got other suites, ones with big round beds. Gotta figure out what to do about Arthur Woods.
Jack!
Arthur!
You're going home. Terrific. My men will stick with you like glue.
Well, I don't think that'll be very comfortable. I mean, they've given me a large suite, but...
What?
Yeah, they've given me the royal suite. You're wrong about these people. They're great people.
All right, Jack. I can see there's no point in my trying to explain the facts of life to you.
Oh, come on. Don't you think you might be chasing windmills? Come on, listen up a little bit. These are great guys.
Hopeless. He's just hopeless. Mr. Woods? Yes.
Speaking on behalf of Mr. Franks and the hotel, we're always delighted to welcome a visitor from the federal department. However, we don't appreciate your harassing customers.
What are you talking about?
We've had a complaint. And Mr. Franks would be grateful if you left our customers alone.
Who complained?
The gentleman over there.
He complained?
Loudly. So knock it off, huh? Try your luck at the tables, have a drink on the house. But don't overstep your boundaries.
Hello, Jack. I'm Dory. Mr. Franks thought you might like a little company. I mean, after all, it is such a big, lonely suite. To a memorable night.
You have no idea.
I've got something to show you. You'll like this. A giant jacuzzi.
Well.
Great way to unwind. You want to try it?
Oh, now you're talking.
Well, why don't you get started? Get your refill. Jack? Jack, what are you doing?
Dory, you were right about this. It's really fantastic.
What?
Make yourself comfortable. I could practically stay in here for an hour.
Jack, the idea was we're supposed to share the jacuzzi.
Well, sure. That's only fair. I'll let you have it the minute I'm through. don't give me a hard time. They give me a playmate.
Watch it, I get very jealous. On the other hand, let her meet you in nice, cozy places, like the roof of the Diamond Hotel.
She was there to keep an eye on me and take my fingerprints.
Oh, so they're getting curious, eh?
Oh, yeah. We have their undivided attention. What's happening with us? Anything in our fishnets?
I had to wade through a lot of junk, but I think this one call should raise your cackles.
The Lombardi's just landed at McCarran Charter Section.
Good. Slip him in the back way through the freight elevator. To the Marquis Suite. 1712.
You mind telling me why you brought them here?
Yes. Be nice to our guests. Tell them all is forgiven.
You're the boss.
Why are you not surprised?
It's just what I hoped Franks would do.
Oh, so now you just sleep Arthur one of your little cards and tell him where they're gonna be?
And he can get a search warrant, which in this town will be just enough time for them to get the Lombardi someplace else. No, I want to know exactly where they are.
So what you gonna do?
First, I'm gonna go down and check room 1712. Then, I'm gonna go take a bath.
Must be the altitude. I thought you said take a bath.
Meanwhile, you see if you can get your hands on some gaming commission credentials with your picture on them.
Oh, sure, that should be easy. I just find one looks just like me and lift his wallet, eh?
Perfect. Perfect. You have a good night.
Gaming commission credentials, just like that, in the middle of the night. ¿Dónde carajo voy a conseguir esa cosa? Aquí en el medio de la noche. Mira que a este tipo le falta algo, sí. Le tiene que faltar algo.
Franks.
Yeah, Dory. I don't know if it's anything, but he's been in that bathroom for almost an hour.
What?
Yeah, he went in and he hasn't come out. I knocked on the door, but he doesn't answer.
Good girl. Sit tight. I'll send someone up with the passkey right away. Franks, send a security guard up to the Royal Suite. Right away. Mr. Lombardi, come in. Paul Franks. Well, how you doing?
Better than fellas in Langdon. But I guess that's going to change, isn't it?
Well, that's why we're here. To make up for what happened.
You don't really think we could forget what you've done?
Mrs. Lombardi, you got the wrong man. Vince Conti arranged for the death of your two friends. If it weren't for me, you'd be dead too.
You're a regular Santa Claus.
Mrs. Lombardi, if you haven't noticed by now, you've got no place to run. You haven't been paying attention. Now, I'm prepared to offer you your lives and a future where you'll never have to worry again.
Think we're idiots? Think we believe we can trust you?
I didn't have to bring you here. Witnesses, informers, some of my closest associates die every day. In case you haven't noticed, convictions just don't happen.
Why bother making us an offer?
Putting the money back won't be any trouble. But your testimony before the task force has muddied things up. Let me ask you something. How do you feel about Vince Conti?
He's an animal.
Then why don't you help us nail him for the death of your two friends?
How?
Modify your story. Forget about embezzlement. The money will be back. The union won't be out a dime.
No. Just two of the best men who ever lived.
Make Conti pay for that. All you have to do is say it was a power play. That Conti was afraid he was going to lose his job. He was afraid he was going to lose his power.
And you make it away clean with Connie's share of the casino.
I never said I was Snow White. I did save your lives.
I don't know what to say, Janice.
Say thank you. Look, we're all going to come out of this ahead. You've got an opportunity to become a major head of a union. Big salary every year. Guaranteed future. If I were you, I'd say time to celebrate. Well, look, I know you two got a lot to talk over, and I'm gonna let you be alone. But if you feel like you need me, you want to talk to me, just call. If you need anything, you just call me.
Help me, Janice. Help me to know what to do.
Do we have a choice?
Don't you think it's just a little impolite not to knock?
I'm sorry. I was worried.
Look, my darling, when I'm ready for you, I'll let you know. Meanwhile, why don't you, order me some oysters Rockefeller and a little, pouy foussé. This heat. It's dehydrating. Oh. Would you mind, closing the door, please?
You're crazy. Oh, thanks, Dave. Yeah.
How's our friend?
Wet.
That's my girl. Keep up the good work.
Oh, Dory. Oh, Dory, are your hands any good? I think I've got a kink in my neck. Maybe you can rub it out.
Here, let me see.
Oh.
Your neck isn't the only thing about you that's kinky.
Well, never judge a book by its cover.
All right, give me the noon shift. Not bad, huh? Okay. Park Avenue Kid.
Complete with prison record.
You could have learned a lot of tricks inside.
Yeah, well, nothing we can spot. We've had the best looking them over.
You back at the table again?
Since noon. He's only picked up another 400,000.
It's got to be a scam. Nobody's that lucky. You changing decks?
And I'm shuffling every hand. I'm rotating dealers in and out. And I'm telling you, I got only one trick left up my sleeve. That's Mindy.
No, mechanic. Whole town's watching the game. It's dangerous. Anybody spots a mechanic, lose their license.
Look, we take off the limit. The way this hot dog is playing, he's going to start pushing his underwear out on the table. It'll take a few hands. He'll be busted. Should be in and out before anybody spots her.
She ever worked the town before?
Nobody in this town knows Mindy. I found her in Nassau. She's private stock.
Okay. Okay, get her over here in my office. Let me see her hands. He stood on a 9.
And nobody stays on a 9 unless he knows what's coming.
Unless he's a gut player.
Come on, I'm telling you, he's robbing us blind.
How?
I don't know how.
Where's that lady of yours?
I thought I'd slip her in on the shift change so the other dealers on day wouldn't know where she came from.
Told you I want to see her first.
You will, and you'll be impressed. And so will our young friend. I mean, how do you beat a dealer that never gets anything less than a blackjack?
Okay. Lift the limit on the next shift.
Paul. That guy,
Yeah, he's still out there and he's still winning. You ought to see the crowd. Looks like the Super Bowl. We're getting wiped out.
Vince, it only takes a couple of big hands to beat a guy at double or nothing. Go take a jacuzzi.
Loan a guy $10 million. All I get's a tub full of bubbles.
Sorry. Excuse me, please. I'm sorry. Pardon me, please. You're still here, huh?
Arthur, I'm beginning to think of you as my rabbit's foot.
Jack, I really must talk to you.
Good. I'd like that. Say, why don't you let me buy you dinner? There's a terrific gourmet restaurant. They have great food, and they have 50 violins.
Violins? That could be very appropriate. An organ even more so.
No. Just violins. Will you settle for that?
Please, as quickly as possible. Jack, did you make a complaint to the hotel about me?
Arthur, why would I do a thing like that?
You tell me. I got leaned on yesterday afternoon in no uncertain terms, after you'd gone to the management.
They must have misunderstood me. I just said that I was going to leave, that I'd been requested by you to... That's when they offered me the royal suite.
And in passing, you thought you just mentioned to them the fact that I'm a federal officer, right?
You know something, Arthur? They seem to know that already. Must be something very G-man about you.
Jack, I know this all seems like an MGM musical to you. But let me show you something.
Too old to be your son. Too young to be your father. Wait a minute, Arthur. Don't tell me. Is this an attachment? Spare me that.
Oh, Jack, damn it, that man is a hired assassin, a killer, a person who takes lives for a living.
You're not serious.
And he's here in this hotel. He was spotted by one of my best men stepping out of an elevator.
Wait. Now, let me get this straight. Who was seen stepping out of the elevator? Your best man or this fella?
You aren't taking me seriously, are you?
Oh, come on, Arthur. How can I? You see a criminal behind every potted palm. Do you realize how hospitable this hotel has been to me?
Oh, I can imagine. Why not? They have a man prepared to kill you the minute you try to leave town with the money you've won.
Oh, come on. Why would they do that? With you here to protect me?
All right. That's all I wanted to know. That you let me handle your exodus. That you won't make a move without telling me.
Well, of course. I promise not to leave your side until it's time for me to split Vegas with all of my winnings.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
Now, Arthur, I hope that promise didn't include the men's room.
Of course not.
I'll be right back. Oh, let me order for you. I have kind of a little surprise.
Jack, is that you? Oh. What time is it?
It's not that late. I'd say about dawn, your time.
Oh, where have you been? Why didn't you wake me?
I want you to conserve your strength for later.
Oh, well, that sounds interesting.
You warm up everything. I'll be right back.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Where are you going?
Jacuzzi.
Oh, not again.
Damn it, Janice, what do you expect me to do? I didn't steal the money. All I try to do is tell the truth. How could I know what they would do?
But now you're willing to go along with them, and you know that won't work.
I don't know anything of the kind. Why should they go back on their word if they get what they want?
We'll have to spend the rest of our lives lying.
Or say no and die tonight. Is that what you want?
I don't know. No.
Janice, I don't want to do this.
But don't you see, there's no place to turn, no one who can help us. Some people are above the law. They are just too powerful.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Lombardi.
How did you... Huh. Is this where it happens? We decide to go along or you kill us?
I'm not in that business. You might just think of me as one of Arthur Woods' men.
Oh, thank God.
But you're too late.
Jerry.
What's he gonna do, Janice? Help us crawl out onto a ledge on the 17th floor? If the fall didn't kill us, we'd spend the rest of our lives trying to hide from Franks.
Look, Mr. Franks will be out of business by midnight if you'll help me.
How?
I want you to walk downstairs.
You're crazy.
A little. They did that to me, and they've been paying ever since.
Sorry, friend. But I'm never gonna put my trust in anyone ever again.
It sounds like you are. It sounds like you're willing to believe in Franks.
He needs us. He needs us alive.
For how long? Do you really believe that he's not responsible for the deaths of your two friends? They never forget, Jerry. They may let you think that it's all behind you. And then when everybody else has long forgotten about you and your involvement, somebody comes along and squares things for what you tried to do.
I believe him, Jerry. And so do you. You know, sooner or later they're gonna want to get even.
What do you want us to do? We can't even get out of here. There's a guard in the hall.
Leave that to me.
What's all this?
Your order, sir. Escargot.
Snails?
Sauteed tart. Calf's brains. Sir, where are you going?
Hector, this is Jerry and Janice Lombardi. They're going to be using your room until I send for them. Did you get the credentials?
Yes, but...
Let's go.
What are you doing?
Breaking out the reserves.
That's not any of my money.
Sometimes you gotta risk a little money to beat back a winning streak. There's a young hotshot out there, and he's gotta be taught a lesson.
Franks, if I don't have all my money back 9 o'clock Monday morning, I'm warning you.
You're warning me. I didn't dip into my union coffers. I didn't embezzle $10 million.
No, but you did have a couple of my officers killed.
You ever say that to me again, and you'll wish you got off as easy as those songbirds. All right, sweetheart, let me see your hands. Do that again.
Fan the cards, honey. Shuffle. Okay. Give me 4 aces. Put the aces on the bottom. Shuffle again. Now deal them back as seconds.
I couldn't tell, could you?
No, sir.
Never took the dust off the top card. Got nice hands, sweetheart. I mean, Miss Mindy. Good work. Come on, Mindy. Pull yourself together. It's all over for our young friend. Club is a sign of vengeance. Holds no man his friend.
Jack, I just sat in that restaurant for over 50 minutes. Now I'd like an explanation.
What's the matter, bad service?
You know, when I think of how irresponsible you are, how hard I tried to make you solvent after your parents were wiped out, And to see you playing games with these kind of people.
Arthur, how can you say that about people who look like that?
Just keep it up, Jack. You'll find yourself in an early grave.
How are you? Mindy.
Fine, thanks.
I can see that. Okay, I feel lucky. Let's double down.
Excuse me, Mr. Franks? Gaming Commission, Ramirez. I want you to know, we heard about this guy, and I'm here to look after your interests.
What?
Anybody wins like that, I get suspicious. All I can tell you is I'm the Commission's #1 boy. If anybody at that table is cheating, I'll spot it and nail him cold.
Look, I don't think that'll be necessary.
Hey, that's my job. Most people think we're only around to protect the customers. Not true. If someone is ripping off a casino, they have a right to our protection, too. Excuse me. I want to get right to work.
Get her off the table fast.
What do you mean? She's wiping him out?
Get her off the table fast. The Gaming Commission's here.
Four hands. $200,000 a hand.
Blackjack.
I'll need more chips.
I thought you said you were going to use a mechanic that we couldn't lose. What's the matter with you? Everything you promised me is just turned...
Shut up. Get your tail up to your suite and stay there. You'll have your money when you leave in the morning.
Oh, and how are you going to do that with this guy wiping you out?
Don't you understand what's going on? This whole thing is a Justice Department scam. That guy breaking the bank, the Feds standing around watching all weekend. And now this guy from the Gaming Commission walks in at just the right moment to shut down my play. I don't know how they're reading the cards. Maybe they got a satellite up there for all I know. They've been on my tail for years. It's not gonna work. With all their money and all their tricks, I still got the trump card. A pair of them. I'm about to play them right now.
Let's count. Double or nothing again. 2 more rounds, he owns the whole hotel. What do you want me to do besides get a wheelbarrow for his money?
Call Sanford. Tell him to get in the suite and get Lombardi's on the pit phone.
Sure.
Think you won, huh? I got a surprise for you. Satellites and task forces don't mean a thing in this game.
What'd he say?
Something about satellites.
I know that, but what does that mean?
I don't know. You got Sanford?
There's no answer.
No answer. Keep trying.
Do you even come down and help me? Can you please take this note to those two gentlemen standing over there? Hmm?
You got it? Okay, don't want to do anything around here.
Yeah? Sanford. Yeah, hold on a minute, will you? Franks wants to talk to you.
Keep him on the line. Excuse me. Telephone call for you.
For me?
Fellas, will you keep him back? Sweetheart, take a walk, will you? Before you take that phone call, I think you should know that I'm on to you.
On to me.
Seen a lot of slick operations. It's the best. But it didn't work.
Didn't?
No, because we're gonna play one more time. Double or nothing. And you're gonna bust on every hand.
That doesn't sound like me at all, does it? I like to win.
You win. The Lombardis lose. Dead.
Who?
You know who. Wait a minute, I gotta tell you. Give me the phone. Sanford? Yeah, put Jerry Lombardi on the phone. What?
Anything wrong, Mr. Franks?
Good evening, Mr. Woods. I believe you were looking for us.
What in the name of heaven are you doing here?
You arranged it, didn't you?
Come on.
Mr. Woods, wait!
Listen, don't believe one word they tell you.
It was embezzlement, pure and simple. I had nothing to do with the murders. That was Franks, Paul Franks. Look, you win. I'll tell you anything you want to know to nail Franks, but you got to get me out of here along with them. I demand your protection.
Right, you got it.
Conti's telling all he knows to Arthur. Including Franks putting out the hit on those two guys? You got him. I'd say he's in a lot of trouble. We're just about to play the last showdown hand, Mr. Franks. Now, just to give you the chance that I know you give everyone else, why don't you deal a last hand personally? Face up.
Jack, if we're gonna get you out of here, it has to be now. I'm gonna have to leave.
One last hand, Arthur. All or nothing at all. Face up.
Great card.
Not bad.
Six of diamonds, queen of hearts.
It's up to you.
5 of spades.
I'll stand.
Tough luck.
Jack, I'm sorry.
It's just a game.
Let's go.
$10 million. Ay, mamacita. It's a crime. He's crazy.
For a guy who just won a $10 million game of cards, you don't look any too happy.
Get Sanford. Get a man on every door fast. I want those Lombardis found.
What are you talking about? With that $10 million back in the Union, Conti's clean. Nobody's going to take their word. You know, if I were you, I'd take that last hand of cards, have it gold-plated.
You're not me. Get Sanford. Spade is the sword of justice. Its rapier marks the end.
You don't know it now, and I can't explain it to you. But in a way, you just did a lot of little people a very big favor.
Oh? Is that right?
Yes, it's kind of complicated. But I think legally, this casino is going to wind up belonging to a lot of hard-working people who unwittingly have become the beneficiaries to a very sound investment.
Now, hold it. It does seem a little complicated. For me.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Let me put it another way. You're probably the biggest hero in the world right now, and no one but me will ever know it. So how about letting me give you a free ride back to New York, on the taxpayers?
Is that legal?
I'll bend the rules a little, since we're going that way anyway. And you were pretty helpful unknowingly.
Well, to tell you the truth, Arthur, I really am grateful for your help. I'm tapped out. Could you make it a ride for 2?